was born in St. Paul in 1944, seems like yesterday, and grew up in St. Paul. My father was a construction person, and in 1953 started his own business. In 1957, at the ripe old age of 13, I started working for my father's business, and at age 15 was a foreman on construction crews building roads, and did that all the way through school at Mankato and earned my way through school that way. I ran the switchboard at Searing Center and got to know all of the students and what rooms they were in, and also worked in the cafeteria washing dishes. Probably the highlight was my freshman year wearing a green beanie, which I had on at the freshman dance in late October of 1962, where I met my wife. So she liked guys with green beanies, I guess. Lived in Searing for 4 years, and my wife lived across the street. I'm wife-to-be, and it was a very handy situation, boys on one side, girls on the other, and it worked out just fine. The highlights were always the fall panty raids, which were a mass amount of boys charging the couple of girls' dorms that were across the street, and all of the girls leaning out the window and hollering, and the police trying to keep us in one place. I was always into sports instead of into studies as a high school student. So the first year in school, I really put out an effort, and I think that the teachers recognized that. I do remember in general that I thought and still believe that it was an excellent education, that the professors cared about the students, challenged the students. It means a chance. It means giving students a chance that might not have an opportunity. The cost is effective, the teaching is excellent, and it's a place where students can grow. I went to law school for a year and I wasn't cut out for that. Went into the military, came back from that, had a job as a stockbroker, did not like that, and finally found real estate where I am today, and got my first job working in downtown St. Paul on a new building at that time, a high-rise building. A couple of highlights would be the development of the block where LaSalle Plaza now sits, and the State Theater, which was a 7-year toil to accomplish. And that, I think, had a great impact on Minneapolis, changing Hennepin Avenue from a very rough street into a pedestrian street with the theater district. And then the next would be the idea in 1986 to enter into the medical business. That transformed my business in 2000. We worked on it, became proficient at it. To today, we're the largest private developer in the United States of medical buildings, and recently was voted into the Minnesota Business Hall of Fame by the University of Minnesota. I serve currently on the board of the National Salvation Army, on the board of Concordia University, involved with Park Nicollet Hospital, where my wife and I have given the money for a new cancer center, and have been involved in the community pretty thoroughly for years. That is the key to life. Always give your best effort and you will succeed.